pre-show before the free show on a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
It is indeed a Tuesday.
We're going up.
Yeah, the Bachelorette pad's going up on
a Tuesday.
Man, that's an old reference.
Mallory's here. She was not.
Here.
She was in Agtown, Swagtown yesterday.
She just walked upstairs with a bag of cheese balls.
Yeah,
Which rocks.
Like you guys have like that way oversized
tub of cheese ball,
like what can only be described as like a barrel.
Yeah.
It's a barrel of cheese balls. Which respect.
Which our couch is the perfect size to where if we like put the tub of cheese balls right in the middle, we can like be able to reach it.
You guys do have the big sectional.
Mm-hmm.
Here, give me your webcam.
No, I don't want to show people what my house looks like.
Good point. You have the big sectional here.
Yeah.
To be clear, her house is clean. Like
yeah.
I will say that.
Oh yeah, no. I just don't want you fools knowing what this floor layout is. Don't come find us, please.
You do have the large couch, and I admire that.
Mm-hmm.
We thought about that whenever we got a new couch. We thought about getting the not oversized, but like the big sectional type thing. I'm glad we didn't. You guys have a bigger living room, bigger living room than we do, but like.
My big thing was the long part of it's called a chase, and my big thing honestly was
you're fancy.
Well, I got that couch when I was in my old apartment.
Wait, this couch was in your old apartment?
I had a big apartment.
Dang. You were living large.
Was. Now I'm not.
Yeah, now you're slumming it with Hartley.
Yeah. But that being said, the reason that I got that is because I had a 1-bedroom apartment. So if anyone ever wanted to stay the night or my friends came into town or something, that chase is about the size of a twin bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it's like that way I felt good of having somewhere for someone to crash if they needed to, or, I had a couple friends from out of town that if they needed to come to something in the DFW, they would just stay with me. And it was like, I didn't really have room for an air mattress or a good spot for it. And so I was like, well, I don't really have a place for you to sleep. But with that chase, I did. It's comfy.
We had to get when Max came around, we lost our guest room. And so we were like, okay, well, what are we going to do for whenever people come to visit? And I'm certainly not giving up my office. You expect me to make sacrifices? No. So instead, we got the sleeper sofa, and so we have a sleeper sofa. And I swore I'd never get a sleeper sofa, and especially never a sleeper sofa upstairs. And yet here we are. I'm like the house.
I've done that before. It's the worst.
The house will just burn down with the sleeper sofa.
Yeah, no. When you sell the house, the sleeper sofa is included.
If we move, it's like no, it's actually bolted to the wall.
You're not.
It's a load-bearing sleeper sofa. But the one thing about that is that with young kids, you can talk them into that being a special treat.
Oh, yeah.
It was like Sunday night. Sunday night, we were like, hey, guys, we had a long day. What if we go upstairs and watch a movie on the couch bed is what they call it.
Yeah, we called ours a couch bed growing up, too.
They were fired up about that. So, do you think that your body has recovered from daylight savings?
No.
No.
The thing that's weird about it is, I love the fact that it doesn't get dark so early, but the fact that it's still dark in the morning is not good.
Because you're a 5 a.m. too, right?
Yes.
I'm a 5 a.m. as well. And so normally what will happen is my workout usually lasts about an hour. And normally, before the time change, I'd have another 20 minutes of dark. And then it start getting light outside. It's like, oh, okay, it's nice. Now it's like, oh man, you are in pitch black.
Well, and I'm so and the big whammy for me here is that I'm still so congested and all of that that I have not worked out the past 2 days since it's been daylight savings because
I can tell.
It's packing it on, but
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Cancel him. So that's been what's been difficult is I have not woke up at 5, and when I wake up at 6 or 7, it's like, oh my God, it's still dark outside.
Yeah.
Like, this is not good. Usually I would naturally be waking up by like 5:30, and it's just completely thrown me off. But I also am awake all night because I can't breathe. So
because I'll tell you who
sleep's not my friend right now.
I'll tell you who has a lot of trouble adjusting to daylight savings. Children.
Yeah.
Like Max slept until like 8:30 today, which rocks, to be clear, in a vacuum. And then I'm sitting there thinking like, dude, that means you're not. There's no way you're taking a nap.
No,
like
you've thrown off your whole schedule now.
0% chance you're taking a nap. So anyway, that's I suppose,
I liked being able to go on a walk last night at like 7 something. Like that rocks.
I'm like this. I will say this though. This time, like the time frame right now, is where I want to live year round.
Yes, spring forward is it.
Like keep it here.
Spring forward is
Let's just keep the time, and the day will move a little bit throughout the course of the year, but that's okay.
Yeah,
we can survive that. We have the technology.
Yeah,
this feels like something that before we had electricity was a big deal.
Yeah, I would not want to go to. I don't like fallback.
No.
Like, say what you will about, like, sleep. No, you don't. And the other thing that stinks is, like, if we lived in that year-round, imagine how frustrating it would be when it's, like, nice weather outside in the spring and the summer, and it's dark. Yep. You can't do anything. Like, that ruins golf, and I'm not okay with that.
Did you know that I sent you that picture of Hank went to watch golf this weekend?
Oh my God, that was awesome.
We were flipping through like channels and stuff like that. He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's golf." He's like, "I want to watch."
Correct.
And he sat there for like 10 minutes and watched it.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty Scheffler won. He's a hometown boy. He's from Dallas. Well, Highland Park, but
every time the ball didn't go in the hole, he was disappointed.
Correct, Hank. He gets it. This guy.
So it's like they're driving on a par 5. And he's like, oh, man, they're not even close. Like, yeah, dude.
He's like, look at this scrub who just hit it 350 yards off the tee box.
Yeah, he's still 200 yards away. It's like, yeah, kind of the way it goes, dude. Anyway, hit the theme expo. Pickle! Hit the arrow sign. Y'all, from the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful. Nope, that's the third day in a row I've done it.
You're never gonna stop.
From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Bachelorette Pad in an undisclosed location with a large couch. It's Texas Football Today, a show that's looking at a large couch. There it is. My name's Greg Tupper.
It's comfy.
I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or listen to a podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305, the owner and proprietor of the aforementioned large couch. She's Ashley Pickle.
Proud of that couch. I took a long time to pick it out, and it's paid dividends. Howdy, friends.
Today is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. It is 261 days until Thanksgiving. You are looking at me.
Yes. Get to your birthday. I have a birthday.
You go ahead.
Happy 21st birthday to Jake Pickle.
Whoa!
The little bro's 21st birthday today. He did it. He made it.
Jake Pickle is 21, and he can have, for the first time in his entire life, an alcoholic beverage.
Correct. Never had one.
First time ever. For the first time in human history.
Correct.
Jake Pickle will have an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, bud. Love you.
Me too. It's episode 1,000.
I as well.
It's episode 1,744. On today's show, it's the Jake Pickle.
It's the Jake Pickle Memorial Pickle Zone show.
on today's show, folks, it's Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday. God, what a great birthday.
We're going to take a look at the fastest growing Texas high school football schools, because it's one of the rare joys of realignment, is that you get an opportunity to see which parts of the state are growing, which parts of the state are shrinking, and why. We can talk about that. And then back half of the show, Greg Powers caught up with the star wide receiver for the Frisco Lone Star Rangers. It's Bryson Jones will join us here, coming up here at the back half of the program. We'll hear from him if you stick around with us. Do we have first horse through the door?
We sure do.
Is it Jake Pickle?
No, but thank you to everybody for saying happy birthday. I'll pass along the birthday messages to him. It was jersey number 69,
Nice.
Daniel Agnew, Aaron Arbuckle, and T.J. Hudson. Welcome in, friends.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your Math Tuesday with us. Because today, Pickle, is Tuesday. Today is March 12th, and today is Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday. Math Tuesday.
It's Math Tuesday.
Math.
Here on Texas Football Today, where we dive inside the numbers to bring you the most interesting little nuggets that you can find inside the numbers. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about UIL realignment. It's something that I know we've mentioned this before. When realignment comes out, it's functionally just a data dump. Mm-hmm. It's functionally just like, here's a bunch of information, like, go about your way. And so we're still like slicing and dicing it and figuring out exactly what it all tells us. And one of the things that it can tell us is about the growth in the state of Texas. And what I think is really fascinating is that you've got this, with Texas high school football, and we'll just take UIL for now because we're talking about realignment. With 1,250 UIL Texas high school football teams scattered across the state in all different communities all around the state, you do get an interesting cross-section and an interesting study into like demographics and an interesting breakdown of like how the state is growing. For example, Pickle, I would like you to guess, of the 1,243 UIL Texas high school football programs that turned in a UIL enrollment number in 2022 as well as in 2024, what is the difference in students between those two?
With the largest growth?
So what I mean by that is like take the total number of students enrolled at UIL Texas high school football schools.
Okay.
In 2022. Mm-hmm. And the total number of students enrolled at those same schools in 2024,
increase.
How much did the UIL Texas high school football playing schools grow in 2 years?
1,000 kids. I don't even know where to start with that. 2,000?
21,100 students. There are 21,100 more students in those Texas high schools than there were a year before.
Yeah, I was so wrong.
In some. And, by the way, that doesn't count all the new schools. Okay, so that is an undercount.
Wow.
Like functionally.
That was my next question. I was like, are we counting full entire schools in here?
Yeah. So you have got the average growth is about 2.2%.
Okay.
Each school grew about 2.2%. Now, obviously, there are teams that grew a lot faster than others, and there's reasons for them, and we'll kind of break them down as much. But first of all, what I want to do is just plain and simple, I want to look at the growth rate. I just want to look at what the largest percentage growth of Texas high schools that play football in the UIL. And the fastest growing team in Texas high school football is Abilene TLC. Now, Abilene TLC is a charter school out there in Abilene, but they grew by 114%. They went from about 86 and a half students. And by the way, let's start with this. When you see decimals for students, that usually means non-full-time students. That can mean special education students. That can mean like continuing education students. That can mean a variety of different things. There's not a half student walking around. Okay? They're just saying,
or in this case, a 0.45 student.
That's the way the UIL calculates
it's like, that's all 0.45.
There's a calculus. But they went from 86 and a half to 185. They grew by 114%. And then you get into what is basically a bunch of tiny schools. I want you to consider what happened in Herald, okay, in the span of 2 years. They had 25 students of enrollment in 2022. They have 44 students in 2024. Now, nobody's ever going to mistake Herald High School as a bustling metropolis. But for them to grow 19 students in 2 years has got to be among the most jarring things that community has ever seen, right? They grew 76%. Buckholz is next. Brooksmith is next. Our first non-charter UIL 11-man school is Clarksville. Clarksville grew 58 students from 107 to 165, up almost 55%. Van Horn, way out west, grew significantly as well. Then you get into the only quote-unquote big school in this top 10.
And this one makes sense.
It's Alvin, Iowa Colony.
New school. Second
UIL alignment. They were going in with only a partial school, basically, opening up not with four full classes,
because you don't have juniors and seniors most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time,
at least not seniors.
Yes, exactly. And so as a result, they made a huge leap. 550 school students, 45.5 basically percentage points up. That is not surprising. And by the way, when we get to the next graphic, you'll see a lot of those. Newcastle made a huge leap as well. Monday, another 11-man school, huge growth there from 73 up to 104. And then McDade which is making the move to 11-man from 78 to 110 students, up 41%. Like I want you to imagine this. Okay, so Llano, if you're interested, your hometown.
I am.
It's up to 524 students.
Really?
500. They're up 3.7%. Okay.
That's crazy. We were not at 500 when I was there.
Do you remember like what your graduation?
My graduation class.
Yeah.
112.
Oh, okay.
And we were one of the biggest classes. Like when my brother graduated 6 years later, he had like 98.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we had a fairly big class.
So those schools on that list grew by 40%. Okay. This would be the equivalent of Llano going from 505, which is what they turned in 2022, to 710.
Yeah, that would be insane. There wouldn't be enough room.
Like
they'd have to build another wing.
Right. I mean, it's shocking growth of what they've been able to do. So, but here's the thing: is that you look up and down that list, and you're seeing basically there's not a ton of gross in this one. And what I mean by that is like Harold grew 76%. Oh my gosh! Yeah, it means 19 kids moved in.
Right.
Like. That's a lot for Harold.
If Allen had 76%, it would be a college.
It would be
bigger than TCU and Baylor.
It would be shocking. Right, exactly right. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to limit it now to just 5A or 4A and above. 4A, 5A, and 6A. Just to see what we can kind of glean from this and which are as far as those programs are concerned, which of the big schools, quote unquote, have the highest growth rate. And a lot of these are not going to be surprising. Okay. Iowa Colony, of course, on top. Not surprising. Fulshear's next. You're wearing their shirt today. Fulshear's next. Again, a second alignment program making that leap. Canyon West Plains making that leap as well.
Yep.
Number 4.
Here's where we get into city planning.
Melissa grew from 1317 to 1762. They're up 33%. 33%. And if you know about the DFW Metroplex, that is is growing in that part of the world. That kind of is that Collin County?
Yeah.
I think that Collin County is just exploding up there. And Melissa, who just built that big stadium, I think people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's crazy that this program this
4A program
this tiny town is building a giant stadium." I think you see why the growth is coming. They're up 33.8%. Next up, Nevada Community. Now, one of the things about Nevada Community is that they are in Nevada, Texas, right? But they serve a variety of different schools, of towns around there. It's called Community ISD because they draw in from Copeville, from Josephine, from Lavon, as well as Nevada. But they have grown significantly, 33.6% from 889 all the way up to 1188. They're now like a big 4A, like a big 4A.
Yeah. And that's just crazy over 2 years, too.
Yeah. San Antonio Davenport, another second alignment school. Cleveland, as far as 6A is concerned, swelled 28% from 2,900 to 3,736. I don't know why. I need to figure that out.
You're
I'm
smart,
just being
mister.
honest. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kemp also made a huge leap from 459 to 590. Princeton and Jarrell round out again. Princeton up in that part of the world, really growing part of the world.
Yeah, if you're it's outside of McKinney, so it's like all the overflow from McKinney is kind of heading out towards Princeton.
And then Jarrell down there in Williamson County, kind of
that's not super surprising just because of how much Austin's growing.
Well, and it's right on 35,
Yep.
right kind of smack dab halfway between Temple and kind of the greater Austin area, or kind of Georgetown, you would call it. Those were the schools that were growing the most. If you are interested, and I know you are because I have this this thing pulled up here, the schools that dropped the most, as far as overall is concerned, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. A lot of small schools. Darrozette lost 18 kids, right? They're down to 25 kids. I think they're one of the small schools in Texas now that play football. Marfa lost 32 kids from 94 to 62.
Man.
I mean, that's just it. They're dropping. Well, the other thing that's really interesting, and I haven't really gotten a good answer from people, but like I think it's just people are going to different school districts. But Spring ISD lost like 2,100 kids in alignment.
Wow!
Like those three schools: Spring High, Spring Westfield, and Spring Decaney. I don't know. New Braunfels dropped significantly. The San Antonio Memorial dropped significantly. We talked about DeSoto. DeSoto dropped 654 kids. That's why they're on that 5A cutoff line.
Yeah.
They dropped significantly. Allen did shrink. We talked about that. Allen, the largest school in the state, they did shrink 2.1%. They're down 155 students. I want to see, are there any schools? There are a handful of schools that turned in the exact same enrollment, if you're interested.
Oh, wow.
The biggest school, San Antonio Burbank, turned in 1473 last time and turned in 1473 this time.
That means that the suburbs are at max capacity. There is no more room to build.
Waco Conley turned in the same number.
Yeah.
Dallas Jefferson turned in the same number. Collinsville turned in the same number, etc. So anyway, I found that to be interesting.
Was there anyone on that list that surprised you that they weren't on there? For me, like not even one of the Prosper teams being on there was kind of surprising.
And I think part of it is that they've opened up schools. So Prosper High did grow.
Yeah.
They're up 4.6%, right? They're up to 3450. Okay, Prosper High did grow. Rock Hill actually lost 127 kids. They're down 5%. And then, of course, they just opened Walnut Grove. So they've opened up a new school. And so when you take a look at that, you can tell from Rock Hill, the kids that would have gone to Rock Hill, or are moving over to
and that's
Walnut
what's
Grove,
funny because maybe that's a thing when it comes to like Spring ISD is they're not opening any more schools.
Yeah.
So when it's kind of getting full, it's almost like, oh well, we're going to go to a different thing that are opening. And I also think that's another reason why the Alvin area is becoming so popular. But
also, our friends at Balmorhea,
the Bears,
bustling metropolis, up from 46 to 58.
Let's go.
A thriving metropolis.
People are starting to figure out about Balmorhea.
But it's so funny to look at this because you like zoom out the other teams in that big school that have grown, that have big growth, like over 20%. Okay, Caddo Mills, Aubrey.
Okay. Aubrey makes sense.
Forney.
Yep.
Aldine Eisenhower. Killeen Chaparral. It's a second realignment school.
Right.
Royce City.
Yep. Because that's in the same vein as Princeton.
Anna.
Same vein as Melissa.
Katie Jordan's second alignment school.
Yeah.
Splendora, kind of greater Houston area. You look at this. Pecos making a big leap.
How's Ponder? Or Argyle, too, because those are both kind of growing areas. I mean...
Ponder up 10%.
Okay, that makes sense.
Up 50 kids. When we're talking about, I want to make sure I've been but that's still 10%, which is huge. And then you said Argyle. Argyle is up 13.8%.
Yeah.
13.8%, up 186 kids.
Well, because that whole area out by, Texas Motor Speedway is in the early process of it, but that place is booming.
And you want to talk about...
there.
I'll put this on your radar, okay? Alito was up 8.4%. Okay? We talked about the growth out there, the growth in that area, and stuff like that. I'm very interested in their 2026 number.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they've been kings of 5A for a long time.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. You know what I mean? So, anyway, there you have it. There's some realignment talk with the fastest growing Texas high school football kind of communities in the state. There you have it, on Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, Frisco Lone Star star wide receiver Bryson Jones talks about his recruitment. But first, a word from these goods and services.
I feel like bustin' loose, come on. Get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball. Again, that's wing.com/TexasFootball.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Back here on Texas Football Today, Greg Power has been a busy, busy boy, so much so he's going to join us tomorrow for This Week in Recruiting. But one of the gentlemen that he talked to is one of the rising stars in the recruiting world, Bryson Jones, the star wide receiver for Frisco Lone Star. Here's Greg Powers' conversation with Bryson Jones here on Texas Football Today.
Greg Powers, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and I'm joined out here at Frisco Lone Star High School with Bryson Jones, the man with 21 scholarship offers. That feels good to hear, right?
Yes, sir, of course.
Big production on the field led to a lot of opportunity off the field, man. Why don't you just kind of talk about last season? You went for over 1,000 yards, stepped up as a leader on the offense, and really established yourself as one of the go-to guys here in the DFW.
Yes, sir. So really, like, my whole season for me playing on varsity, it was my first year on varsity. I just really wanted to show everyone that I could, like, really do it, because my mom always told me you could do anything, you just put your mind to it. So I just balled out, trained every day, and that's really it. So.
Now you're going to be a senior on
sir.
the team. A lot of people are going to be looking up to you. As a matter of fact, as a D1 guy, there are a lot of D1 recruits coming up behind you, 2026, 2027, and even some young pups in 2028. Now you get to be the guy they look up to. How are you going to take some of those guys under your wing and be like that leader that this team needs?
Really just pushing really all my teammates, really, because they pushed me, they helped me get to where I'm at, really. And first and foremost, really, I just want to thank God, because I wouldn't be here without God, really. So that's pretty much it. So,
any receiver in the NFL, college that you really look up to or that you love? Who is Bryson Jones on the field?
Really, I really watch, because before every game I watch Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Devontae Smith. I really think, like, those are really, like, guys that I watch that influence my game, because really, Calvin Johnson, he's just that tall, the dude that just attacks every ball. And then Devontae Smith is fast, shifty, kind of like my body build, I guess. And
21 scholarship offers. We'd be here a long time if we were talking about all those offers. So I'm going to pick out a few on your list to kind of talk to you about specifically. And one that jumped out at me whenever they first stepped up and it was like a really prolific offer on your list was Texas A&M. What did you learn about that program since they offered you, and why could the Aggies like actually have a chance to maybe pull you in one day?
Well, really, because I always liked Texas A&M. Like I always watched it, and just when they had offered me, I was just really shocked. I told my mom, she was so excited to go up there when we take an official visit, and then I just know Texas A&M has a good academic program, and that's really one of the main things that I'm looking for in a college. So
Aggie Network too is always strong, so work after football would be pretty good opportunity there.
Yes,
Same thing at SMU. SMU is here in Dallas locally, moving up to a Power 4 conference. I got to get used to saying that. It's been Power 5 for so long, but they're Power 4 now, one of the top 4 conferences in the land. Did that help SMU like boost up their profile in your mind whenever all that happened?
Yes, sir. Of course. Like SMU. Even when I first got there for the junior day, they just showed me love. Like they made me feel welcome there. So SMU is really up there. So
Texas Tech, one of your most recent offers, but Coach McGuire and his staff there seem to have a real personal touch when it comes to recruiting. Did that offer catch your attention in any way?
Of course. Like I said, I got a cousin that goes to Texas Tech right now, and it would be really good if I was to go down to Texas Tech and then just see her so she can help me out. And Texas Tech also, like I said, is a good academic program. It's not too far from home. So really, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, that's good.
Whenever it comes down to it, is what's something that you feel like you got to have in a school, or what's your thought-making process as you go through this and try to pick a college? Because it sounds like right now, heading into visit season and spring ball and stuff, you're pretty open, it seems like this thing, it could be anybody.
Yes, sir. So one of the main things is just really academic program, and if it's close to home, if they're building relationships with my family and stuff like that, they treat us good, and then just really that's it, really. So
Bryson Jones looking for that home feeling when he visits your campus here in the upcoming spring visit season. Thanks for the time, man. Good luck with your senior season here. I know that you guys are looking for that state championship ring, but of course, as you're looking for that fit at the next level.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There is Bryson Jones, wide receiver for Frisco Lone Star, catching up with our Greg Powers. You can see that interview on our website on TexasFootball.com. It's http://www.texasfootball.com. By the way, the wind is howling.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't want to hear you complaining about the studio and the when it's windy.
That is fair. The studio one is spooky though. This is just kind of you can just tell this one's a win. The studio, it's like you're in the middle of a horror movie. Yeah, literally.
Speaking of which, let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Am I a horror movie? Is that what that?
Didn't say that.
I don't see where the connection fell there. Want to point you to if you missed any of the stories that Ish or Step wrote about the state basketball tournaments. There's some really cool stories. They found a lot of information, a lot of stuff about people breaking records. Just get, March Madness is coming up. Fuel your basketball fire with Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball.
We are going to have to, probably on Monday, we're going to need to get our chief bracketologist on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm not going to be here Monday.
Oh, no.
So that's be Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We'll do Bracket Tuesday with...
that could be Math Tuesday.
Bracketology with our chief bracketologist.
Basketball.
Yeah, so anyway, it's good to do for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks again to Bryson Jones of Frisco Lone Star for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Topper. Vince Young. Please come get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.